Good afternoon. It's me again. It is 3:25. What have we done today? We've done a little tour of the video. I've had chats with Maisie from Australia. Hi. I have just shown her a photo of what I'm going to make, and I thought what I would do is I would make it with you. I'm going to turn my little granddaughter into a bigger boy, jail boy. I don't know who remembers or how old you guys all are. Actually, my YouTube tells me what the category of age groups are. But McDonald's, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Uncle Scrooge, blah, 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 all them. There was a cartoon that had the Beagle Boys, and the Beagle Boys, they were little black little thingers. They used to go stealing, and they had black and white striped tops and bottoms on. So my leftovers from a big sloppy kingfisher / hummingbird jumper from the sewing revival, I had leftovers of it, and Abigail loved the pants, the little Santa pants. Well, she wore them. She was on the pants, but she wore them. So it's a bonus, and this fabric is so nice. I would just hate to just give the scraps away. So I'm making the smallest jumper in the world. I didn't make clothes for my kids. I actually styled them. Like I'd go to TNT, which I actually don't even know if it exists anymore. That has like little denim overalls and things like that, and I'd put little patches on them and make them a little different. On the back of Alexander's, we're talking 3-year-old, on the back of his pants, I actually hand stitched or blanket stitched Alex. Now, I never called him Alex, and I still don't call him Alex. Yeah, he had that on the back, and on the front of his little bibs, he had a what's that thing called? A smiley face. Yeah, I'm just going to turn you around because you guys, I like you above me a little bit because it hides the 5 or 6 chins I have going on. And I tilt it like, there we go. That's better, isn't it? Right. Well, it is for me. Okay, so I'm going to make Abigail a little jumper. The pattern I'd made for, I had some scraps of some other fabric. I had a meter of some, must have got it on sale somewhere because I thought, I said to Jessica, how many jumpers does Caleb have? And she said, lots, like hand-me-downs from the nieces and nephews and all that. And I went, but I'd already bought the fabric, so I made up this jumper, and he apparently really, really liked it. So, I don't think it's because Abuelita made it, but I think it's because apparently it didn't choke him. Like a lot of the jumpers are like right, and he could put over his head easy, which is really, really cool. So in saying that, I when I first started sewing, I sewed at school and I made the apron, and then I did woodwork and metalwork, which you do at school. But when I was in the military, in the Air Force in Sydney, Richmond, Sydney, my girlfriend said, do you want to come and learn how to sew? And I said, I've always wanted to know how to sew. Always had a want to know how to sew. And so we went there, and I bought this machine, and it was a dinky little, cheapest little machine I could buy because I was not earning a lot of money. It was a Singer, and it did the basics, and we went and did a knit course. This is a knitwit? Yeah, knitwit, but we did just knits course. So the first thing I ever sewed, I just saw Christopher out that door, and I went, who's here? As I'm talking to my camera. So I took the Christmas tree out of my room, and Mum had borrowed this Christmas tree box for when she was doing her moving. And she knew I had to have it back because the Christmas tree won't go anything else. It's a spring-loaded one. Anyway, so I slid it out. And when I come in the studio, I slide it towards the front door. And, well, Mr. Christopher came through the front door. Hit the tree. The tree went down. The words came out. And I must remember to bleep it out. And then he got anyone help me? But I knew how the tree goes together, so I just took it off him and... a little bit funny. Anyway, what I was saying is we did a just knit course, and I found this in amongst some stuff that I obviously got, and this is the wee raglan sleeve jumper. See the little sleeves there, and I'd made this jumper for Caleb, and he liked it. So, but they do all like their pants, their Wave and Wild harem pants. So, well, the first thing I cut out was the harem pants, wasn't it? So, she's going to look like one of the Beagle Boys. She doesn't have to wear them together. I am not torturing the poor child. She does not have to wear them together. Anyway, so I am going to make those. What I thought I would do is I would talk it out with you guys and do what we call a mini tutorial kind of thing. So I've cut everything out, front and back on the fold. I matched up, hopefully, the stripes, because that would just be incredibly insane if I did miss that up. And raglans have an awesomeness about them. Oh, I love raglans. Hang on, down to that. Okay, so there's the front. This is the back. These are the sleeves. Okay, I'll just quickly unpin the sleeves. Hopefully I have managed to match the stripes as best as I can. What are you guys doing for New Year's Eve? Because it is the 31st. I just want to put all my pattern pieces together so I do not lose them. Okay, now front, back, back. Front, small, back's big, back's big, back small. So first of all, what you want to do is match up. There was no markings whatsoever to match up. Let's say you match up one sleeve with the standby collar. Yep. So it's not going to match up exactly right for the sleeves, but we're going to, and I'll be doing this all with a 3-threaded overlocker. I will not be doing, I will not be using, what's that stuff called? The flex, Melaflex. You know the one I'm talking about, guys. Work with my brain. Please, please. Okay, so that goes there, there, there. Because a raglan, just for those that are unsure, a raglan goes, the sleeve becomes part of the neckline. Okay, so we'll take the back now. The back should match up here. So I do the big sprawl of the 4 panels joining. I will use a bit of this to for the neckline. It has a nice bounce back. Also, kids hate things tied around their necks. Actually, people hate things tied around their neck. I know that Mr. Christopher hates it. I know that my dad hated it. I had to buy some, I asked Chris what else he wanted from Kmart the other day, and he goes he needed some shirts that weren't so tight around his neck. And and so why is that doing that? That's not been nice. stand by, cooler. Let's see what I've done wrong here. I'm just going to put this wrong side to wrong side and see if this marries up better. Than this. Oh, that does. So that's correct. I don't know why the other one's not doing it. I'll go back to that in a jiffy. Maybe because it's not meant to marry up. Okay.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
With all that pinned there, I will now go over to the overlocker, go and change my thread. Because this is Abigail's, I will change my thread to a pink. To be pink for, I've got a lovely dusty pink. Here it is. Oh. A lovely dusty pink that will, well, it's a bit too pink really. It makes it look so pale in comparison. I've got a pale as well. I do. Let's try this pale. It's pale, I am. Oh, that's too pale. Oh my gosh. Dark blue it is, no. No, I'm gonna find the pink I want. Is that pink? It's what, apricot, but it could be the nicest. I think the peach is the best one. Okay, so the other thing I'll do is I've already pinned these together, so I'll also go over and, so the thing I did with these, I actually opened them up and laid them on the fabric. I'll pin them the right sides together because that's actually how I laid them on the fabric. But obviously I was doing that in a hurry because I didn't stop and change it around. I'll turn these in the right.
Shoot me down, but I'll rise again. I'm laying down the law and you've been served. 1 by 1 billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time.
Okay, so bigger boy pants are done. This is the waistband, so I've already folded that right sides together. And these are the cuffs for the pants that are already right sides together after I've done that. So I'll probably be attaching all that in one hit over at the overlocker. So I'm going to pop that down. Now with the jumper, I am picking that peachy colour. It's going to be for the jumper and for the pants. I have not made a cuff or a neckline. Okay, they do have a neckline and cuff and cuffs for sleeves. So I will probably pick something very similar to do something very similar to what the pants are doing. Actually, that could be a very good idea. Or you measure what the measurement is around and you take off a quarter of it, depending on how tight you want it. I probably won't take a quarter off because it'll make it really super thick in the neck. But for the hands, I probably will. I'll probably do it, do a strip that length so it pulls it in. And the base, it's all about the base. The base will be something similar like that, whereas I'll do the whole measurement bar that much so it tucks it in nice and tight and keeps Abby warm. So I will probably do that and cut that out after I have sewn up my 4 ends. So let's go to the overlocker and yeah. Oh, and I was saying how I was in the Air Force and learnt the knit course in Richmond, Sydney. I was based at Richmond in Sydney. The course was actually in Windsor, up in the little group of shops there. Yeah, with Debbie. Debbie, what was her last name? I know what it is now. It's a Sicilian name. She married a Sicilian man. Debbie, can't remember. The best thing about these harem pants is that you actually don't need anything but the fabric, especially if your fabric has got good rebound stretch, because everything is in that one fabric. And they take no time at all to make, which is yet again another bonus. I think I need to cut out a second side, because you need 2 of each pattern piece, right, for the front and the back, exactly the same piece. So what I think I will do is cut out another one so I don't have to pick up, put down, pick up, put down. Especially because I'm going to make Caleb quite a few pairs, because he can wear a navy blue to school, and that is just what we want, is pants that he'll wear to school. Still think I need to shorten my nails a little bit. Oops, don't you come out there, mate. Yeah. Oop. That's better. There's a little brush. It's got a little bit of red on it. That's a screwdriver, Stacey. Yeah. I don't know where my brush is. That's naughty. I didn't put it back. I wonder what I did. All right, so I'm going to sew these up. Come and join me for the ride.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die. Hey, swing those hips around. Can't stop, roll back down. My ladies, short, tall, thin or wide.
What have I done here? I have thus far, not like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Like, what have I done? I have sewn the inside leg and the side seams for the little harem pants. Okay, they're not too bad. I'm matching the stripes. We are talking about a 3-year-old, people. And what I'm going to do next is for the harems, I'm going to sew up the sides of both of these are the cuffs for the legs. So you sew the long sides together, fold them in half, becomes the cuff. And then this is the waistband, sew up the short seams because the waistband is obviously longer, and I'll be attaching that to the waist. So that's my next sew up. What have I done? It is too cute. Okay, this is the little stripy jumper. My very good friend Kim, her daughter is 6 months older than my son, our eldest children, and her youngest is 3.5 months, or 3 and a bit months older than my twins. So yeah, she was my boss when I was on the first push to Timor. She was an officer. I was never an officer. Anyway, her daughter, when they'd had Ellie, I was pregnant at home, and they came and visited. They came up to Auckland and they visited because they lived in Wellington. And she had a little pink jumper that her nana had made her, and it was the cutest thing. And now I feel the same. Mind you, Ellie was only about 4 months old. She wasn't 3, but yes, a little bit too cute. So I've made a size 4 jumper because it goes 1, 2, 4, 6. And 6 was the one that they're not a big family. They are, they're not overly tall or anything like that. They're not overly round or anything like that. So I would stick probably quite close to age group, because a lot of it, until you get to a certain age, it's right up to like 12 years. Whereas Samuel, he was small for his age, short. very short. So he could well and truly wear his clothes for a few years. It could be the same actually with these guys. Now Samuel towers over me. I think he hit 14, second year of high school. So the first year photos of high school, him going to high school, or college they call it here, going to college. First year Victoria was taller than him. Now Victoria's length is in her legs and her arms, not her torso. So she's like me, so short torso, long legs. And I'm not tall, so the longest part of me is my legs. And then come the end of year 9, or even possibly the beginning of year 10, Samuel's just cracking way above us. So I hit the 14 age group, whoosh, shot through. Their father is actually 6 foot. My son, my eldest, my 19-year-old, he is 6'2". My ex-mother-in-law's brother, Garth, he was 6'4", I think. So that's where that height comes from. Their father, the kid's grandfather, Rolly, ex's dad, he wasn't a tall man. So, yeah, and my dad wasn't tall. Taller than me. He was the size of a mountain when I needed him. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm just putting up the sides while I had that little natter chatter with you. And I'm going to overlock the sides of my jumper. Okay, and then I'm going to do the wrists and waistband, the ankles and waistbands for the pants. And I will stop after that and tell you what I'm going to do next. I think you guys all know what I'm going to do. Now, when I do my jumpers, or most of my sleeves, unless otherwise dictated, I always have the seam going down into the body, not up into the sleeve. Or do I? No, it goes up into the sleeve. God, I'm an idiot. So what I'll do in that case, because it will go with the flow, I'm going to start from the bottom and make my way to the top. I am matching my seams, my stripes. Right, I have these cutest little pants. I'm gonna, oops, down. Cutest little pants. Chris has just said that I need to put a little criminal number on there because she's a little criminal. Thank you.
Yeah, she's a middle child, poster child.
So, in other words, she's exactly what they say she's going to be. So this is the little waistband. I've turned it in half already, okay? And these are my little feet. I did it so that...
Feet.
I did it...
Smells like feet.
Tastes like feet.
Tastes like feet.
Tastes like feet. Anyway, big friends, huge friends watcher. What can I say? And that was when Rachel made the trifle with mince in it. Anyway.
Meat good.
Okay, Joey, shush. So I made one where the bottom is pink and the other bottom is blue. I did that on purpose, okay, just so that you know. So what I'll do is I will turn these inside out because the narrower part is actually the band, not the pants, and normally break it down into quarters. So here's the band here, and I'll do across here together, okay, to get this side. That was just, I'm not putting it in my mouth. That was just pinning it. So Chris has just come in. He's going to pick up Michaela, his youngest daughter, from the airport. He's just come in and said the flight is delayed 40 minutes. It's not pretty out there, folks. It's a little bit choppy down in Dunners. And, oh, I should check on one of my viewers. She's from Dunedin. She promises me it gets sunny down there too. Yeah, so we're wondering if Michaela's going to have New Year's with her sister down there. So, okay, so I break it into 4. I then do that to the other party. So these side seams are going to be 2. Then I touch them together. Rocket science people much. Okay, put it together. One in this little crack here. Okay, the other way to do it, of course, is snip it, but because it's only a 5mm seam allowance, I don't like snipping into seam allowances so small because you have a tendency to be a little bit excited with your snipping and you can go outside the seam allowance. So I got my 4 bits there. I'll take one of my seams and put it to the back because there is only one seam in the waistband and I like it to be at the back. Now these are no back and no front, so I am going to pick one and that's going to become the back. That's how I roll, my peoples. Okay, so then I'm going to match up the side seam with this wee pin. Side seam with this other pin. Oops, I'm sticking to myself, getting pins, getting pinned alive. And then the front with this last pin. Now you're working with 3 layers here, so be quite diligent when you go around with the overlocker, okay? Because I don't stick 50,000 pins in this. I actually give the smaller part a bit of a stretch, which will be the band. See how the band is sitting tight? So you can, if you want, because it's obviously got to be even, and that's definitely why I do the 4. You can give it a stretch and pop 1 in there. Make sure it's folded all the way up because you don't want to miss the band. Ask me why I know. Okay, there's the other one. See the gap. Stretch the band out. And pin it in and so forth. Now I'm going to do the same for the feet. And then I will let you know when I'm about to sew it up. So I have just got them together to sew. Now with the seam for the bottom cuffs, I always put to the inside of the leg because you don't want to see it. The reason I put the seam on the outside is so you know where the front and back is, because there is no right or wrong until I put a seam there, and then it's wrong, people. Okay, so I'm going to go around and sew these little things up, and these pants will be done in a jiffy. I'm going to put you on a stool. Right. I have made the little pants. They look too cute. So here they are here. I'll iron them because it's sort of pulled in at the waist, at the hips a little bit, just from, you know, and I'll press them out. That's another pair of pantaloons for wee Abigail. And now to the jumper. What does it say? I'm going to read the instructions. Ooh. Need 1/2 meter for this. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Made it from scraps. The distractions. Where are the distractions? It's not giving me anything for the collar. It is if I'm doing a pleated collar, but I ain't. What's this one got on it? I didn't see any distractions when I was cutting it out. Okay, so oh, they're on here. Okay, so it's saying to cut, make a neckband, measure the neck of the garment, determine the width and length of the rib trim. Allow 2/3 of the neck plus 12mm seam allowance. Okay, so you know how I said take a quarter off? Well, they're saying take a third off. Take a third off depending on what I want or how big I want this neck. Look at this little cute thing. It's inside out at the minute, but isn't it just dandy? I don't like it when things are cute. Okay, so I'll measure her neckline. I'll pin where I've laid the pins. Finding a part that's going to be big enough is the problem. Can't remember if I did if I just folded over and cover stitched the bottom of the jumper for Caleb. I'd have to look. Okay, I'm going to do the measurements and go from there. I'm going to do, I've cut off my neckband. I just wanted a small neckband because that's where sometimes it gets super irritating for small children and old men. Chris hates his neckline too big. Oh, well and truly lovely. These are my 2 wrist cuffs. Wrist cuffs, yep. Okay, so I might topsy-turvy them. I might not, depends on how OCD I'm feeling. And that's the band. Now the band ribbing is going to go the opposite way to the jumper because I like it like that. It's got a good stretch. So I'm going to now do what I did similar to the pants. Okay, so you can follow me on time lapse. I'll do the neckline, attach sew the small ends and fold it in half, and I'll attach it to the neckline. I will do the wrist cuffs, the cuffs, and do exactly the same again, and then the band. Okay, I don't think you need me to stop and explain myself throughout. It's exactly the same thing as what I did to the other ones. I'm going to put you on time lapse, and I'll attach them all together first, and then I'll attach them to the jumper, then I'll sew them onto the jumper. And by the end of, when you see me talking normally, when you see me talking not in time speed, then you will definitely know that I should have a wee pair of pants and a wee jumper that I whipped up this afternoon. Yay! Let's rock and roll. So I have done that. I've sewn it. I'll just keep the lid on that before I get ink on my, not that I can't iron it off, but there's the little jumper. See how I did the little thing? Probably looks a bit naff, but you know, oh well. I can't see her saying, I don't like it, because she's like a child. Hang on a sec, I'll just give it a quick press. I still have my iron on, even though my light's not on. Isn't that cool? And the breeches. Let's see if I can do something. Going. Happy New Year, everyone. This is Stacey. I'm out in the backyard today. We're going to do a little bit of gardening. Mr. Christopher gets a really bad hay fever, so I'm just going to mow the lawns. I'm decked out with my gummies on. Feet are hot. Beautiful blue skies. Beautiful blue skies. Now I want to show you my new, don't know if you guys saw a picture of him, but this is my new, don't know why I'm getting the pond things. He wanted the pond, so you know, but check this out. We're just covering him in polyurethane, kind of lacquer, to keep his colours about him. So that should join the rest of the crew in the gardens and that. So I'm gonna just pop out now, mow the lawns. I think my day will be not in a studio at all. Hot, hot, hot. He's fixing the gazebo. It had a little buckle bend. Well, it didn't bend, it just, oh, I see the other one's broken. But definitely need that back up for today. Silly dog Willow is chasing shiny things, as she does. But yep, just going to head off now and mow the lawn. So I just wanted to come in and say Happy New Year. I'll be posting something after this. And I did that yesterday, so it'll have the proper start. That dog's going to knock over my bird, and I'm going to knock the dog. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to hang up now because she's chasing the phone.